So these annise hyssop have been quite a boon. Right now they've finally gone to flower. I've been tipping them, um, pinching off the leaf tips, which has caused it to turn into this wonderful shrub. But right now, I mean, the pollinators are just going crazy, and it's not just honeybees; it's a whole host of flying insects, little tiny mason bees, and um, yeah, I don't think yeah, there's big bumblebee, everything from big bumblebees to small honeybees. But yeah, this anise hyssop is definitely a winner for as far as one of the better um, pollinators. The other thing is a lot of the plants like this echinacea. That's the first echinacea that is basically at a point where you could uh, use it as seed for the seed. So here's another one. So in the afternoons, it's getting pretty warm over here, and um, that was a white flower. But these are pretty pale pink. Um, but it is interesting if you're just dividing, you'll end up with the same mother plant. But if you use the seeds, you end up introducing a lot more variety and um, and adaptability, because the seed will grow into a plant that's much more that's suited for this site. So it's a good thing to go with seed. This is another Queen Anne's lace is another plant that's doing a lot for the pollinators. Right now, it's not much activity, um, but it will. I think as things warm up, as the day heats up, it'll probably produce more pollen or nectar, whatever is attracting these pollinators. But yeah, it's really, I don't know. There's a thrill when you see something. For me, when I see something I've planted that is doing so much that is lacking in the natural world, it really feels good to be uh, proactive. So with fruit, like these blackberries, the blackberries are just now coming on. So if they're harvested at this early stage, before the birds get to them, if you're if you're having to compete for fruit, which I kind of have to compete with the birds and stuff, because there's just not a lot of other there's not a lot of fruit in this neighborhood, and there's quite a bit of there's quite a few birds. So so I try to compete. I do compete with them, and so I'll collect some fruit. They're able to eat stuff that I either don't like or uh, is not good for me. So anyway, I'll go in and I'll harvest. Now a lot of these are actually ripe, but you can pick them a couple days before they're ripe, and they'll ripen tomorrow. These will be ripe. So, and it's also just much cooler to come out in the morning and do the harvesting. Also, the mosquitoes are there's a little bit of a breeze. So anyway, it's a little bit tricky to find this. Get out here. Now this isn't a whole lot, so you can see there's competition. Competition is, and there's not a lot of fruit on these. I think because there was a lot of rain. There's a wasp on that annise hyssop. You can see like one annise hyssop flower. This pin oak tree shades this annise hyssop, so there are some places where it does a lot better than others. Right here, it doesn't do so well. Um, there's a lemon balm. Looks like it's getting a lot of nitrogen from bird poop. Birds sitting in this plum. This plum has been really productive in the past. This year there were a few fruit on it, and they're all gone. Um, They just they didn't quite make it. So and the blackberry isn't as productive as it's been in the past, but like I said, this anise hyssop does really a lot of good for the pollinators, and it's really a nice addition to like egg and any kind of saute. Just pinching the tips, just nipping off the tips will cause it to bush out. So removing the terminal bud which is sending down hormones, growth suppressing hormones. And once that growth suppressing hormone is stopped, then these laterals will shoot out. For example, this one pinched the tip, and now you've got all these laterals coming out. This is one that I haven't done a lot of. It's pretty leggy. It's a little bit, there's quite a bit of shade in this area. So, but I've also noticed that this this one doesn't flower. Well, this one's really fun to watch actually, because I've got the kitchen window there. It looks out onto these, and it's really fun to watch the pollinators go crazy. And here's another evening primrose, also attracting quite a few pollinators. And I've seen the echinacea also attracts quite a few pollinators. Another good leafy green are the dandelions. I go with the younger dandelions. There's walking onions, and then I've just been tipping. I've been late on with the garlic scapes. So, but I have been just picking all the garlic scape little bulblets and eating them. Also eating some of the strawberry, the young strawberry leaves.